60s, when the Hertfordshire artist was at the peak of his career. Thea Chakamba has gone to see it.
That's right. Good evening and welcome to Hertfordshire this evening, where we are in what I'll say is an amazing exhibition which is going to be open later this week. And this evening I'm kindly joined by one of the curators who's put this together. Hannah, thank you so much for your time. So the 60s, taking us back, what's the idea behind that?
Well, the 60s was such an exciting decade for Henry Moore. He was making these enormous sculptures that you can see around me now. He was experimenting with new materials. He's working with polystyrene and fiberglass and porcelain, as well as the bronzes that we know his work so well through. And also he was getting more abstract. So he has these, what he calls knife edge forms, like this work where this soaring figure, you contrast this sort of flat plane with a knife edge work, and also two-piece knife edge like this. But also he's really interested in these pointed forms, so forms that are pointing inwards and creating tension, but also outwards, like that work over there we started with, which sort of strain outwards and really activate the space.
Great. So just in terms of it's chronological, taking us around, just tell us, what can people expect to see?
Well, as well as these monumental works that are surrounding me, what we've tried to create is a sort of three-dimensional timeline so that we can really think about the context that Moore was working in. We're here in this beautiful rural Hertfordshire village, and yet this is the place where these sculptures were made and sent across the world. So he was really international in this decade. He had exhibitions in the Netherlands and Japan and New Zealand and Australia and pretty much any country you can think of. And it all generated here at his home and in his studios.
I know you've put so much work into this. How much does it mean for you to see it all come together?
It's fantastic to see it come together and to bring works, like this one, which a lot of people might be familiar with. There's a cast of it outside the Houses of Parliament, but to bring it into the gallery, to see it in the context of all this fabulous material from the archives that we've been delving through for the last year or so, but also to see how people are going to react. I can't wait for the public to come on Friday.
Great, thank you so much for your time. Well, this Friday it's going to be open to the public. You can come and see. It's chronologically all the way around us and upstairs as well. Plenty to learn. This is where Henry Moore worked and lived with his family, and it's going to be all here to see, taking you back to that period in the 60s where he was at the peak of his career.
Looks brilliant. Theo, thank you very much.